Hey, let's learn how we can resist authoritarianism by looking back at historical examples. Okay, non-violent protest, civil disobedience. The goal of any non-violent protest should be to build solidarity, raise awareness, and or overwhelm specific institutions of the regime. This needs to be focused. Again, join an organization that already has this work done to strengthen the impact of their protest. In the United States, we're quite familiar with civil disobedience in the civil rights movement. A lot of them were inspired by Gandhi, for example, his Salt March. It was really simple. The British imperial government said that no Indian person could collect or sell salt. That whole industry was basically embargoed and was reserved only for the British. So what did Gandhi do? He just started marching toward the sea, and people started following him. As he was going, he was raising awareness as people were interviewing him. I sort of picture this like the scene in Forrest Gump where people are running alongside him. Why are you doing this? What's going on? But for Gandhi, he actually had a reason. The British officials are watching him the whole time going, well, he's not technically done anything illegal yet. They're watching him progress, and then he gets to the ocean, he walks in, and he gathers some salt. It's that simple. He gets arrested, but he inspires tens of thousands of people to follow him in this new method. He's basically showing people how this method of nonviolent resistance, of civil disobedience, can work. In 1952 in South Africa, they had the Defiance Campaign that organized across a lot of major South African cities nonviolent protest against the new apartheid regime. Black members of the movement would burn their passbooks, right? The thing that like apartheid officials had to stamp to allow them to move around South Africa. Other Black South Africans would just go into places that were deemed whites only. All of these volunteers, of course, were arrested. That's the point. The point is to get arrested. Once they were arrested, they chose not to defend themselves in court. They didn't post bail if they were given that option, hoping that the thousands of prisoners would overwhelm the legal system in apartheid South Africa. Now, did the Defiance Campaign end apartheid? No, it's going to be another 40 years until apartheid is over. But what it did is it basically spawned a whole new generation of activists. It raised global awareness. The United Nations, for example, took note and officially called the apartheid policy a threat to peace. And Black civil rights activists in the United States were paying attention, and this inspired a lot of the bus boycotts, the sit-ins. Make sure that your nonviolent protest has a clear goal and can be sustained over a long period of time. It doesn't mean just like going down to the Capitol with a sign one time. It might mean going down to the Capitol with a sign every single week till you either get the change you're pushing for or, I don't know, get arrested. In which case, then you can use that to bring even more awareness to the cause.